What is going on, team? Welcome back to today's video. Second video of the year. And this one's dictated by you guys. You know, I was walking the dog earlier and I was like, man, I just want to talk to the camera and answer some questions, you know, that you guys may have. Just chat, general knowledge, life, up and coming season, everything. So this is what you asked. How's the old school RuneScape gaming going? Let's have a log on. For any of you that didn't know, old school RuneScape was like a game that I had growing up, and I spent too many hours after school on it. This is my account, 91 cooking. Not bad there. 76 range, and then I was just trying to get everything else to 50. Also have a fire cape, which I'm very proud of. Never managed to do that as a kid. And in my bank account, I have 161 million and then a load of other random stuff. So I feel like it's going pretty well. Started that when we were stuck in the hotel room in Chicago. Last year's games. Who's going to be the 2023 champs? I'm not a betting man, but if I was going to bet, I would put it on Mal O'Brien on the women's side, just from being around her and Matt and seeing her performance this year at the CrossFit Games. Although she didn't win an event, she has the consistency and fire. I just feel like if she turns up healthy and fit, no one's beating her. The one thing that I've really learned from like these teens coming up and seeing them, her and Emma Lawson, is that they move so well. Obviously, all of the big dogs and like now old school generation of CrossFit all kind of got into CrossFit from other sports, whereas these kids have been growing up doing functional fitness, and it shows. And on the male side, I'm going to choose Justin Medeiros again. I feel like he has this Labrador personality. If you ever get to meet him outside of the gym, he's just like the nicest, happiest, enthusiastic guy with a willingness to just train, but also to learn. But then there's a light switch that just changes when he goes onto the floor and he becomes this fierce like competitor. And even though I think people will give him a run, I feel like he'll go for a 3P. Do you agree with me? Put it down in the comments below. Semi-finals in Berlin. I'm from Germany and I'm so excited. I'm not from Germany, but I'm also excited. And we will be there at the semi-finals in Berlin. Can't wait to meet you all. Worst thing about the fitness industry in your opinion? Honestly, I think it's the amount of fake natties out there. I feel like there's so many people on Instagram and TikTok and these role models that kids look up to that just take gear, claim natural, and no. I hate it. Anything that I do on this channel, team, you know I've done it without the sauce. And if that means I don't lift as big as some freaking people, or don't get as jacked, or whatever it is, I literally don't care. Your training mobility regime, how does it look at the moment? It's just a go wad every day, 22 minutes, the longest one. I wake up in the morning, I have my tea, I do my go wad. And depending on how I feel, I'll do the pre-wad as well, if I need that little bit of extra. For me at the moment, my mobility is good enough. Like, I don't really need to get more mobile. I just need to maintain what I have and work on a few little areas. My hip external rotation for one of them. What to do if you experience physical training struggles? How do you get back on track? I mean, the first thing you have to do is realize that everyone is going to go through training struggles. Not everything is going to look like this. And especially if you're training for competing, sometimes you push yourself a little bit too far. Injuries, learning where your body sits in terms of how much you can take, and not every day is going to be fun. For me in my head, I just have we don't quit mentality, and that doesn't mean that like every day is going to be an amazing day and you're going to go in and you're going to crush it. It's just those days. It almost means be consistent, and the consistency adds up. But also I feel like that can be taken the wrong way. Like sometimes if your body needs a day off, take that day off. And how do I get back on track? It's hard to get back on the track when you're still on it. You know, like if you don't stop and you just do something every day, even if it's just go out for a walk, the momentum, the wheels keep turning, you're not off the track, you just slow down. So just adding that little bit every day back to where you were, before you know it, you'll be flying. 150 kilo snatch this year? Yes, 100%, and more. Watch. How do you get good? Set small goals and work your ass off towards them. Build foundations, concentrate on moving well or doing like the best in whatever you're focusing towards, and you can't go wrong. Just know it's gonna take time. This is my friend. Why are we so bad at Warzone? Yes, Warzone 2 has come out and I still don't have a dub, and I have played hours. Can't answer this question. Just awful. My favorite lifting shoes, they're my Antas. I think they're just called the Anta ones. I've gone through so many different pairs of lifting shoes and pretty much tried them all. I had the Reebok Legacy lifters. I found them heavy and cumbersome, but some people like the weight. I had the Romoleo 4s. I just found them to be too flimsy, plasticky, cheap. Didn't really give me anything on my foot, but they are lightweight and good for CrossFit. Romoleo 2s I competed in, I loved them. Good balance of support, weight, stability, but honestly the Antas just feel that little bit better. I even tried the TYR lifters, the ones that are apparently wide toe box, but they're not. They didn't seem to be anyway when I put them on my feet. They felt very tight and restricted. Haven't tried, and I also tried the Addy Power ones that have a really high heel. Yeah, Antas. They also have the Anta 2s coming out soon, which have a bit more of a raised heel. Can't wait to try them. Took a little break to go get a haircut. Yeah, Now just gotta sort the beard out before we go to Miami in a couple of days. I just let it all go after Christmas. I was like, I don't care. I'm just gonna look a mess. Country song you can't stop playing at the moment. Morgan Wallen, Somebody's Problem. What a banger. Thanks for asking that question, whoever did, because you know I love country music and I always want to feature it. How important is your max deadlift and back squat for Olympic lifting? Max deadlift I don't think is very important at all. I think it's a lot more important in terms of your clean pull, because the deadlift technique is totally different to how you'll pull a clean off the floor. But the back squat I feel like is very important. Leg strength is one of the biggest things for driving off the floor, for getting out the bottom of a squat, even for helping with the jerk. So deadlift, not really, but I feel like your back squat, it is. High bar back squat, not low bar. Will you ever compete again as a CrossFit athlete? Definitely not off the cards, but I just want to hit these weightlifting goals first that I have in mind, and then, yeah, probably I'll make a return. What's the plan for your weightlifting career? This year, I want to hit over a 150 snatch, I want to hit over a 180 clean and jerk on a competition floor. I'm not really aiming for titles this year, I'm just aiming to hit those numbers on a competition floor. That's like my foundation that I'm aiming for. So that's the short-term plan. The long-term plan is just to keep enjoying it. I think I know what my physical limits are, and I'm just gonna try and get there. Sanctionals or the season we have now? Obviously now we've gone back to like the open, quarterfinals, semi-finals, and the games. Personally, I preferred the sanctionals season. I feel like sanctionals was such a cool global event that kept people engaged in the sport. You know, you went from having a games ticket at Rogue in the US to then having a ticket in Norway, to having a ticket in Dubai, to having a ticket in Wadapalooza. And you know, it was kind of like all over the world, people were engaging with these events a lot more because they were interested in who was going to get that golden ticket to the CrossFit Games. The only problem with the season that we have now is that there's such big lulls in between events that I feel like it loses a little bit of hype. You know, especially between like the games and the open, there's a solid amount of time where if you're only really focusing on the CrossFit Games, there's not really a lot going on. Why do you always lift in pants? Now, I'm sure that's an American thing and pants mean trousers. But yeah, it's because it's cold here and the box doesn't have any heating. Also, I can't deal with cutting my shins any more than I am. You know, like now I'm keeping the bar closer, I'm taking skin off and it hurts. What base lifting numbers do you now think you need to go to the games? I think if you want to be competitive at the CrossFit Games, probably thinking here about like snatch, clean and jerk. I think you need to be snatching over 125, close to 130, and clean and jerking in the ballpark of like 155, 160 to be games level strong. Whoop, yes or no? Yes, 100%. Like, it took me a little while to get used to it, but now that I'm used to the metrics and understanding it, and it understanding my body, I find it beneficial. You know, like, data drives performance. I feel like understanding the data and the things behind and what's going on within your body has massively aided me with my performance. There's a link down below if you want to join Whoop. I'd 100% give it a bash if you haven't tried it. Are we going to Wadapalooza? Yes, and we have a Hustle Made stand there, can't wait. How's training going? Let me guess, you did squats? Yes. I'll just leave you with this clip from the other day.
Confidence levels are low. Enthusiasm is high, confidence is very low in my body today.
You're amazing.
Thanks, babe.
Can we have some smiles in here today, please?
No, new year, new me, miserable.
Yeah, nice.
Days.
Well, at least it can only go up from here.
Getting back into training after the virus I had over Christmas, not been easy. Might sound weird, but your Invisalign journey went, I guess you're asking how it went, 1,000,000% loved it, yeah. I used to have that like tooth that stuck out here and just putting the retainers in, I enjoyed wearing the retainers. I actually enjoyed them when I was training. Definitely do it, you know, like confidence in a smile is a big thing. And you absolute bunch of legends, I feel like that's where we're gonna end the questions. If you have any more, put them down below and maybe I'll do another one of these videos if you enjoy it. If you have enjoyed it. Something like that. Hit that like button if you have. And I feel like the next video we'll be going to Miami. All I can hear is the Will Smith song. Miami. Also, I already just called you a legend, but if no one's told you today, you're an absolute legend. And Shop Hustle made for the sickest clothes in the game. Sale is still active. Still some cool, still some amazing deals to get. Catch you in the next one. That was fun. I enjoyed that.